Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about that moment every single workplace dreads, the moment it all just goes wrong. But don't worry, we're going to turn that crisis into a masterclass in control and show you how to transform total chaos into a clear, manageable process. I want you to just picture this scene. The pressure is cranked up to 11. A system that absolutely cannot fail has just failed, and every single person in the room is looking right at you, waiting for an answer. You can just feel the panic in the air. This isn't just some hypothetical nightmare scenario. This is a real-world test of your process. And having a solid plan, well, that's the one thing that separates blind panic from calm, cool professionalism. So, what is the plan? Okay, let's dive right in. Every single incident has a life story. It's got a beginning, a middle, and an end. And your first job isn't to be some hero who just jumps in. Nope. It's to be its biographer, starting with a really clear, immediate response. This 6-step cycle right here, this is your emergency playbook. It is the structured path that takes you from that first frantic alert all the way to a successful resolution. This is the framework that keeps you sane, especially when you're on the clock with an SLA, a service level agreement. That's basically the promise you made about how quickly you'll get things running again. And here is the absolute key. Before you fix a single thing, you have to document it. Logging the chaos is what brings clarity to the situation, and it's what lets other people jump in and actually help you effectively. And check this out. This is a perfect example of a great incident ticket. It's not a novel, right? It's a one-glance summary of the whole mess. In just a few seconds, anyone can see the summary, understand the critical impact, feel the urgency, and know exactly what the next step is. This is what clear communication under pressure looks like. Okay, so getting the Wi-Fi back on, that's just putting out the immediate fire. Now we gotta put on our detective hats and figure out why the fire even started. This is where we make the huge shift from just managing the incident to actually solving the problem. Now listen, this might be the most important distinction you learn from this whole explainer. An incident is the symptom, the Wi-Fi is down. But the problem is the underlying disease we have to cure. It's the reason it went down in the first place. You fix the incident to get the service back up, but you solve the problem so it never, ever happens again. So, to find that root cause, we use this second 6-step map. Think of it as our detective's toolkit. It's basically a deep dive into that resolve and review phase of the incident lifecycle. It's how we go from just fixing things to actually preventing them. So, first things first, define the problem with total precision. Not, the Wi-Fi is acting weird, but exactly what you see here. Wi-Fi access point and exam hall B1 went offline at 9:05 a.m. Just the cold, hard facts. Next up, you gather your evidence. You pull the logs, you check the alerts, you look at any recent changes. And the golden rule here is simple. Evidence is always, and I mean always, more valuable than someone's opinion or a gut feeling. And here it is, the aha moment. This is where the analysis connects all the dots. The Wi-Fi dropped because the switch rebooted. And why did the switch reboot? Because its power supply, the UPS, totally failed. We found our culprit. So, we found the root cause. Now it's time to not only apply the fix, but to make damn sure this problem can't come back and cause the same chaos all over again. We're moving from a temporary patch to a permanent solution. With that root cause confirmed, the plan and how we implement it become way more straightforward. We apply the fix to get the system stable and, just as important, we double-check that power source to make sure everything is running exactly like it should be. But hold on, we are not done yet. Just because the service is back up and running doesn't mean our work is finished. The fix isn't the end of the story, not at all. It's actually the beginning of the learning process. This review, which is often called a post-incident review, or PIR, is a formal, blameless meeting to really understand what happened. And we do it by asking 3 really simple but incredibly powerful questions. What went wrong? What actually went well? And how do we make sure this never happens again? And here it is, our lesson learned and documented. We've got a clear action, replace the faulty hardware. And, crucially, we have an update to our process. Add a UPS health check to the checklist we run before any exam. That's how you future-proof your systems. So what's the big takeaway from all this? Let's put everything together into a toolkit that you can actually use the next time an incident decides to strike. These 4 principles right here, this is your guide. Master that incident life cycle so you have a calm, systematic response. Use the 6-step problem-solving map to dig for the real root cause. Remember that a perfect ticket is your best friend for fast communication. And always, always do a post-incident review to learn the lesson.
Because let's be honest, the next alert, the next frantic phone call, it's always just around the corner. The difference is, now you have a plan. You're not just reacting anymore, you're responding. Thanks for joining this explainer.